Welcome to the Philippines, Part 8, Opening a Business. Businesses fail within 6 months, pretty much the globe over. The Philippines is much harder because supply is often an issue. Also, if you increase your quantities, unlike many other countries, you may find that they increase the price because they can't be bothered to supply you with the stuff. Some strange things happen in business in the Philippines. But also, you have to be aware there is a shortage due to the way the customs work. There's a lot of corruption in the whole system, and as such, it can be a serious issue. My personal view is the best businesses that have survived over the years have not been bars, they have not been girly bars, they have not been restaurants, they have mainly been online. Do restaurants work? Some people I know do really well out of restaurants, but it's normally one person that's got about 30 or 40 of them, and they know the trade inside out. Most expats I know have never been in the trade. They've fancied opening a bar, fancied opening a restaurant, and the problem you get with that is you've got the clash of a lack of business knowledge, a lack of knowledge of that type of business, and then the local issues all thrown into really mix things up. There was a bar that opened up near me in Mindanilla. It was only there for about 2 months. Don't know why it closed down, but my guess is that there was just a lack of trade, lack of marketing, and most expats don't like spending too much money. Some of the older places that have been around for years, like I think one of them called My Place, does quite well because it's been there for so long. But the thing is, nobody's getting rich. To make serious money, you'd have to be somewhere such as in the SM Mall or up by the Ayala Terraces in Cebu. You need to be churning a Western style restaurant with the Western style investments. Small eateries or whatever, you may make some money, and I have a relative of my wife that owns a well-positioned eatery in Mindanilla, and that's been there for 20 odd years, if not longer. That does okay, but it does involve a lot of the family working in the restaurant. My personal view, unless you've got something spectacular or in a perfect location that's got the tourists flowing, restaurants I would sidestep. I would also sidestep most small businesses, unless it's going to be something that's going to be geared towards the Western market or even the Asian market from Korea, etc., where people like to invest in stuff that's reliable. For example, a good mechanic. You can make good money being a good mechanic because there's so many bad ones. There's a lot of little niches available, but you need to understand them. And the thing with being there in the Philippines for a month or so, you do not know nothing about the Philippines. It's not a case of me telling you that, it's what you should be telling yourself, because it stops you investing in things you shouldn't do until you're fully aware of the implications and the scenarios and the fact that there's a long list that says foreigners cannot own these businesses. The online businesses that function, because the average expat isn't looking to get rich. The average expat is looking to either retire or just make a bit of money to keep themselves afloat. So things like teaching English online, I recommend, because it doesn't even need to be in the Philippines. I'm currently doing this TESOL course, and I have a student today at 2 o'clock, and I had a student on Sunday. The rates are $10 an hour upwards for foreign teachers. When I say foreign, I mean native English speakers. And as such, it can be a good income for living in the Philippines. You've also got the fact, if you've got some online skills like website design, web marketing, SEO services, transcription, something that you can actually take from where you currently are in the West, maybe even with the same company you're working with, you could actually find a small little niche business for yourself that will keep you ticking over in the Philippines nicely because you have lower running costs. The call centers can be a cash cow. They can make a fortune. But at the same time, you have to be aware that things change on a whim. I'm constantly asked why we aren't running the call center in the Philippines at the moment. The reality is here, we gave a load of money away after Typhoon Haiyan, to the point that I had 3 months' money left in the bank. But at that time, our infrastructure was damaged. We had no good internet. It was unstable, and also not just where we were, but it was actually connecting to the US at the time. There were still problems with some of the cables. But on top of that, it all tied together because we had Typhoon Haiyan, the earthquake, donating all our money away, and then the solar trade died. The solar trade, we relied on the US subsidies hitting that market because this allowed a constant flow of cash flow. Because obviously if you're getting subsidies and you're getting a good rate back to the electricity companies, it's worth doing. That market bottomed out. And if you know Real Deal on YouTube, he's also brought up the fact that he got wiped out for about, I think, $14,000 when the market bottomed out there and a repossession had all these solar panels on it. The market changed literally overnight. Creeley and the company I worked for previously lost millions because they bought a company for the industry and then suddenly found that it was just wiped away from them because there was like a boiler scrappage scheme and all these energy efficient things. They bought a business for it and the market was bottomed out overnight and it cost thousands of jobs. That's why the call center is on pause. And when I say pause, it's not a case of we can't run it. It's just I am choosing not to run it unless the right contracts come along. It's very easy to lose money in the call center industry. But once you get the right money ticking over, you got money coming in every week without fail. A lot of the call centers in Cebu run on the same contracts as when they first started. There's like insurance contracts where they've got the same deals with the same companies. And all that's happened is they've gone from, like, say, 3 to 5 to 10 to 20 to 40 people running the same thing nationwide in the US market mainly. You've also got the fact that the US is beginning to chase companies in the US for some of the stuff they've been up to with telemarketing. Robocalls, which are automated type calls. I've discussed Avatar, where you turn around and just press a number and it talks for you. That's classed as a robocall. They're completely illegal in the US. There is also using automatic dialers is illegal in the US. There's a lot of stuff that the US market, legal system is chasing. For us, not a problem. We're not in the US, but some of the implications could affect the trade in other ways, because there's going to be some fallout with some of the court cases that are ongoing, which could affect telemarketing. Telemarketing is an industry I personally want to move away from completely. I'm not a fan of it. I hate people calling me, so I'm not keen on being the guy doing the calling. When I say the guy, I mean owning the actual business that does all the calls. So from the call center sense, there is markets there, but you need to be thinking out of the box. You need to be thinking of stuff that keeps you legal, but if it's legal, also make sure it's worth doing. There's so many other people in the game from India and whatever that will quite happily take your money and rob you blind. And what they'll do is just not pay you. They'll say, the client's not paid them yet, run it for another week, etc. And it may not sound much, but if you've got 40 people that you've paid for the last 4 weeks,
and you paid all the dialing costs and you paid the cost of your electric, and then find out that your client has suddenly just disappeared with all the money for your sales, you're in trouble. Because most call centers can't really afford to lose 4 weeks' money in one hit. This is why so many go under quite quickly, because they're relying on getting paid. So not everything is rosy in the call center industry, which is why I'm quite blunt with it. We only lost $4,000 in one bad hit. The rest of it, we made money every single week. But it does take a bit of getting there, because our initial funds were actually funded from actually processing spreadsheets in Excel for a data project. It wasn't actually dialing the phones at all. But this is the thing, if you've got business ventures currently where you are that may actually need your services, you want to start marketing now, because you could actually find that you're doing accounting for Australia. You could find that the company you're working for would like out of hours help desk. There is lots of things that are potentially a business for the Philippines. The advantage of offshoring is you can keep all the money and everything else offshore. As such, you protect yourself a little bit. It's not really a local business as such. If you employ everybody self-employed, you remove a lot of the headaches. There's lots of things to do to protect yourself, and this is why it's important you understand business before getting into one. So how long would I say you should wait before opening a business? If it's going to be something you start on your own, for example, English teaching, you can start before you even arrive in the Philippines, because all you're after is a good internet connection and a place to work. If you're looking at opening a, say, vulcanizing shop, a tire changing shop, I would understand the market. If you're looking at doing a call center, I would wait and understand the market. Everybody wants to sell you something, but nobody will be there when it all goes wrong and go, oops, I'll give you your money back. They'll be long gone. Even with property sales, it's the same. We guarantee we will rent your apartment out for you for the next 5 years. You just have to buy it, and these guys will pay the rent that is more than your mortgage. I can guarantee it. As soon as that sales agent has had the form signed and the inks dry, you will never see them again. Be aware, the Philippines has some real rogues, but they're really hard to chase as well. Thanks for listening. This is Welcome to the Philippines, Part 7.